The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.
Voila, we in here. TailGate Talks. This is another week for TailGate Talks. I'm lost on what week it is, but it's been great, guys. I want to just thank y'all like mid-season. Like, man, this is extra, right? Like the Saturday show is like the main deal right before the games, but this is like extra, and I appreciate y'all showing up for the extra stuff. But the extra stuff is what makes us better, man. I think after we talk these out, I think I really started fine tuning come Thursday and Friday after we do the, and I started bets just started coming out of nowhere. So right now I got 3 bets for the week, and I'm pretty sure after I get off this show and cap just a little bit of tomorrow, I'm gonna be on all kinds of other stuff. And I hope all of our people out there are doing the same, because that's why we here, man. We a capper family type joint right here at Who-Bangin. So it's all about family first and capping as a team, man. So let's jump right in. How y'all feeling though? I'm past y'all up. What's up, Wine? What up, JT? How y'all feeling?
Hey, we good over here, man. I'm excited to talk some college ball as always, man. I do this every day of the week if we could, man. So I'm stoked, man. We got football every day, so got a couple games going on right now. Already touched on it with Boss. Unfortunately, FIU just had a 70-yard touchdown, big yard play. But you know what? It happens sometimes. We're on the under in the 47 in that one. Might be something I'm going to look at live right here. But other than that, yeah, looking forward to capping these games with you guys.
Yeah, and never forget that a blowout can sometimes equal under. How about you, JT? How you feeling out there up north? I know this weather getting a little cold out there. You got the hoodie and the hat and all that. It's coming down.
Man. It was sprinkling today, man. It was sprinkling today, but that ain't gonna stop this ban it or forget it show. So I'm here with you guys, so I'm feeling good, ready to roll, and let's get to it, man.
Let's go.
Exactly, man. And I appreciate that, man. Let me just reach out to our Twitter family, let them know that we on here, and make sure y'all follow these guys on Twitter, because they give out the goods Monday, Tuesday, far before we do this show. And we just get a chance to elaborate on it, discuss it, and have a good time. So let's just jump right into it. First game right here, Boston College versus Virginia Tech. This is a Thursday game, 4:30 right here. VT, after that last game, people was counting VT out. VT was highly liked at the beginning of the season. People kind of fell off again. They seen them in that last game, and they like, oh, I think I like VT again. So the line reflects that at a -6.5 with a 48. But don't knock this BC team. This BC team is for real. I believe they had like 9 on offense, 7 or 8 on defense, something like that, coming back. And they playing together. They playing as they should at this point. And they absolutely have an even chance, I think, at this game right here. Although, by popular demand, they say VT is worth 6.5 wine time. Is this something you're going to bet or forget it?
You know what, Boss? This is something I'm seriously looking at the under in this spot here at the under 48.5. We see that it opened at that number. We're seeing 80% of the bets, about 80% of the money on them as well. Line's not budging here. Virginia Tech, man, a team I was really high on going into the season, Boss, to talk to you about it. I was really high on KD and that entire offense, considering how many people they're returning this year on offense and defense. They didn't really go into the portal. And I think their season's only going to go up from this point, honestly. I think they're going to get some key wins. I do think they get this win here, especially being at home. It's going to be a hostile environment. They need this win for their conference right here, guys. Sevens, I'm seeing 7.5s across the board right now, so the sharper money's coming in on Virginia Tech. The only thing I could look at right now at this point, though, is a Virginia Tech money line, maybe in a parlay. But you know what? I'm going to say forget that. I'm going to say bet the under 48.5.
Under 48.5. JT, what you think about this one right here, Virginia Tech, BC on a Thursday night?
Yeah, I got this game as well. I do like what Wine said on that under. It's crazy because I have the number 40 circled. That's the number I came up with when I did my numbers. The number 40 is circled on my pad right now, or in my notes. But yeah, it's like you said, BC, man. I don't know. I can't really trust Virginia Tech in this game, full game. I did take Virginia Tech first half -3.5 at 115. Hold on, let me get to my notes. When you look at Virginia Tech's pass game, I mean, they're averaging 134 yards at home, and Boston College is giving away about 251, yards away. And Kyron, the quarterback, 97 for 159, 1,155 yards for 8 TDs before interceptions. All right, so I mean, he throws some picks over there, and also Thomas too on the BC side. He got 12 TDs with 4 interceptions. I just think this game right here is going to be pretty tight. You have VT play Stanford last game. There was a game I wanted to bet. Did I bet that? I don't know if I bet it or not, but I did watch it. They blew out Stanford 31-7. They won by 24 points, and that was away. That was when they were in Stanford or whatever. But they did play Miami, and they played Rutgers. Rutgers is trying to make a name for themselves as well. They lost against both those teams. They lost by 4 points against Miami and 3 points against Rutgers. And you got BC coming off playing University of Virginia and Western Kentucky. So I don't know. I can't really trust the full game on here, man. I'm gonna just go ahead with Virginia Tech first half -3.5 at 115.
Nice. Virginia Tech. That's it right there. So I'm gonna take it. This one is a bet. This one is a forget it for me. I do like BC. I like the quarterback Castellano or something like that. He gives you 4 quarters worth of football, and sometimes that's enough value for me. Like when I got players that I know are gonna play all the way through, then I kind of like that. But in this spot right here, I'm gonna just forget about it. But since you guys are both on it. Uh-oh, still in the same game. I thought I changed it, but here we go. Oh, this one's supposed to be Florida State and Duke, but it has shit up here. Oh, there it is. Florida State and Duke. This going down on Friday, 4 p.m. Early game on Friday. Florida State and Duke. I mean, have you stumped Florida State all the way out of your betting ram? And can you really trust Manny Diaz with this Duke team? At this time in the season, on top of that, and this is conference play right here. I mean, this could be a big move for Florida State to step up in the conference, starting off on the bad foot, so kind of save the season. But this could be a good turning point for the Duke organization at home, whereas they really start believing in Manny Diaz. And we got a short line right here. I don't really know. I don't think Duke is worth the 3 points. I think this game should probably be like even or something. It's kind of like but I mean, like nowadays, a 3 is kind of a even anyhow. You know what I'm saying? But I'm off this game. Anybody on this game?
Yes, sir. I'm on this game, guys. I got 2 plays in this one. I came out on Monday. I gave out. Hey, you know what? Let me give it a shout out. Shout out to Nasty Name in the chat, man. My guy, give me a tequila soda while you're in the chat, my guy. I can't wait to can't wait to get together with my guy Nate again, man. Me and that guy, we had a blast at Pubapalooza 3, man. That was a good time.
Look what Nate taught me. Nate taught me about these high noons.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Shout out to him, man. But yeah, in this game, guys, I gave out the under on Twitter, 42.5 -110. Talking about Manny Diaz, man. He's a defensive-minded guy. That's what he's bringing to this Duke program, and that's what he's done so far. They've had one of the weaker schedules in the Power 4 conference this season. Haven't really played anyone yet. This is probably – it's crazy to say this might be one of the better teams they have played so far. Not saying Florida State's good, but their strength of schedule has been way off. I think Florida State's going to come out here. This is a game that they can win outright, guys. Me and Moose were talking about it a couple days ago. He hit me up about this. He's like, why? He's like, how are we? Like, you call me crazy if you think I'm betting Florida State. And I said, Moose, they're winning this game outright. Let's take them right now. I got in on them at +3.5 -120. Bought up a little bit because I wanted a little bit more on it. They're going to win this game outright, though, guys. I think this Florida State's going to play some good ball the rest of the season. Not saying they're going to be bowl eligible or anything, but being 1-5 going into this game, I think they can win this game outright. I love the under in this one, but I have both. I have Florida State +3.5 and the under 42.5. Let's go. Muted.
I like that 3 in my pocket. JT, you want any of this?
No, but I did agree with you on that 3, man. thought it would probably be -1.5 or something like that. But no, I'm off this game, man. I'm off this game. But I do love the breakdown that Wine just laid out there.
Absolutely. We always love Wine's breakdowns. And I think that's why Wine does shows, just to show y'all his breakdowns. But because his picks are always up all the time. Make sure you give him a follow. But we're gonna call it a bet. Well, he gave out 2 picks. We not
Hey,
two no
bet it.
picks.
We're betting it. Hey,
We gonna next up, Big Oregon off the big win to play this really trash team. I hate to call teams trash because they were at least top high school athletes or something. But this Purdue team, they just don't get it. They don't get it. They show little sputters here and there. But Oregon with a big 27. This is on a Friday night. Oregon coming off a big game, then playing on Friday, giving up a big 27. Is this something Oregon just want to get in and get out? They're on the road, it's travel. Why go in here and stick a dagger in them when you could just get in here and get out with the win? The object, you beat a big fish already. So why would you want to go stump out a little guy and you on the right path to go into the playoffs? But I don't know. On a Friday night, do you want to put 27.5 on a team like Purdue?
yeah,
Anybody?
boss. That's a great question right there, my guy, because we're looking at this entire season going into last week against Ohio State. We talked about it, boss, how high I was on Ohio State last week going into that game. Shout out to my guy JPZ as well in the chat, my guy right there from SoCal. Cheers for you, my guy, always showing out, my guy. But yeah, man, this is a game that I think they're going to be in cruise control as they were throughout the beginning of the season. Ohio State very well should and could have won that game. But you know what? They didn't. They entered a hostile environment in Eugene, Oregon. Oregon took care of business there. I was very surprised at how Oregon did that. Dylan Gabriel played very well. I tip my hat to it, man. When I lose these kind of games, man, all you can do is tip your hat to him, because I do believe at the end of the day I was on the right side in that game. But you know what? That side, it just didn't work out, And Oregon, this team is going to be competing for a national, not just the college football playoff, but they're going to be competing for a national title this year. They have the weapons to do it. Dan Lanning is a mastermind, man. This guy knows what he's doing on the defensive side of the football. He's got a good offensive coordinator, and Dylan Gabriel's adapting. I can't take anything in this game, though, guys. Only could take Purdue, honestly, just because Oregon might go up 31-0 and cruise, and Purdue gets a touchdown, So a stay away from me, guys.
Yeah. How about you, JT?
Nothing, man. I don't know what the first half lines are, but if I probably would take some, probably take Oregon, because Oregon will probably come out, rack up some points real fast, and then just let off the gas in the second half. And like Wine said, Purdue get some trash touchdowns or whatever the case and cover that big 27.5. So I'm off of it.
I feel you on that. I feel you that that's gonna make this one ultimately. It must be a forget about it. Now over to this team that we did kind of stump Oklahoma State all the way out, and BYU is shocking us right and left, and look like they got a chance at covering the conference. I mean, they just look awesome in every angle. So in this game, they're favored by a big 9.5. I don't really like giving up points with BYU because you really don't know which. I like taking BYU on the plus side of things because we all know, and in case there's any young cappers in here that don't know what goes on at BYU, but those guys, Mormon school, and got to go do their thing, so they're a lot older, a lot more mature than most college teams. So they're kind of tricky on how those guys function. Total wise, it's really up in the air too. I mean, Oklahoma State struggles on offense, plays solid defense. BYU, kind of the same thing right there. Sometimes when you get two teams so similar, two positives make a negative or two negatives make a positive. This game could go over or far under. But is it a side or a total? Anybody like in this one?
Yeah, guys, boss. I mean, yeah, over the years, Oklahoma State's always been that grind horse defense, man. Mike Gundy, a guy that's a very respectable coach that, I've backed a couple times. And, at the end of the day, I've been starting to regret it this year, man. I think Mike Gundy might be a little bit past. I don't know what's going on here, boss, with him. I know you're a big Gundy guy. But man, he's got to get this team on track. He needs to find a quarterback. I don't know why that's his problem. He can never find a quarterback over there. Bringing in Alan Bowman, boss, I don't think I've ever blown you up as much as I did in that game against Oklahoma State and Kansas State. The Alan Bowman was just unreal. You're probably like, man, Wine Time's just having it right now, dude. Like, they cost me a lot of money in that game, man. Mike Gundy coming off a loss, man. And since then, I'm not going to back them. I can't do it. BYU, who knew they're going to be 6-0, the number 13 team in the nation? Boss talks about it. These Mormon kids over there, they're good athletes, man. They've got good fans that come out to the games, and these guys are a little bit older and a little bit more mature. They get married at 18. They're having kids at 19, and they're, so, and they're out there playing football. So at the end of the day, this is going to be a good matchup. This is a game that Oklahoma State, if you told me at the beginning of the year that Oklahoma State was going to be getting a 9.5 against BYU, I would say take everything on Oklahoma State money line. Knowing what I know now, Mike Gundy has had a week off to prepare for this game, man. I hope he comes out with a good game plan, man, because he needs to get this win here for this team, honestly, just to have some life in that program and for the fans. But I'm going to say a forget about it game.
Ooh, what about you, JT?
Yeah, no, Wine's right about that on the Oklahoma State side, man. They're going to have to come out and show out on this game right here. BYU, a good matchup right here. You have they're 50-50 on the over, right? You have Oklahoma State that's 1-1 at home, on the over, and you have 1-1 away, and you have BYU that's 1-1 over at home, right? So the weather is going to be cold. I don't know if it's going to be whipping everywhere. I don't know if it's going to be raining, but I believe it's going to be like 42, something like that degrees over there. But yeah, I believe there's going to be points scored, but it can be still probably like in the third quarter or something that I'm looking at. So I don't know, man. I took the under 55.5 in the game. I got a 53. I believe right now it's at a 52. But yeah, I took the under 55.5. I really can't say too much about this game right now. I just feel like with the weather play, with the 50-50 on the over, with how important this game is for Oklahoma State, like Wine just broke down, I believe this game is going to be a good defensive game as well. The number,
Yeah.
I feel like the total will get there. It will get as far as like 50. I got a 53. I feel like it can get to 50, 51. It is, I believe, at 52 when I checked earlier, but I took the under 55.5 a few days ago.
I like what you're saying right there, and I was totally off this game, but this is what TailGate Talks is for, because it's pushing me more onto Oklahoma State. 3 losses in a row, coming off a bye. Despite you got to travel to BYU, coach like Gundy could create an urgency amongst his team that can get them over the mark. In BYU, I'd probably be a upset of the day. It's coming on late. You got a couple little dynamics to it. So I don't know. I think money line on Oklahoma State seems kind of nice, but 9.5 starting to look even better. So I think I'm gonna wait till the last minute on this one. I mean, if the Sharps don't jump in and take it down to like 8 or something like that, I'll leave it alone. But if it hits 10.5 for sure, I'm on Oklahoma State right here, and that's just coming off of this show right here. So now that I'm aboard on this one, I guess we're gonna go ahead and call this one a betted. Oh yeah. Even later late night Friday, not late night Friday, but even later late night Friday right here. Mountain West action, Mountain West where I'm the best or used to be the best,
Yes,
or
sir.
something like that they go. But believe it or not, I really don't got to play in this game right here. If I were to take a play in this game, I definitely take Nevada. But I have to go check and see what the injuries look like on Nevada, because Nevada started off on a good foot, and as the season went on, they flattened out again. I mean, and then I'm a little biased on Fresno State, because after going to the UNLV and Fresno State game on the live sweat in Vegas, what's his name? Mikey Keene, the quarterback
Mikey
over
Keene,
there.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Keene at Fresno State. That guy is little, man. That guy is itty bitty little.
5'11".
he can barely see over the line, and that was a big problem with UNLV's front four, and him trying to see over the line. It caused turnovers, all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. It's already a big mess with Ted backing out at the last minute, and Fresno State could write this season off, and just chalk it up to the game. I don't see them really turn. I mean, the Mountain West kind of looks how it looks right now. You got Boise State, who looks very good. Then you got Fresno State, not Fresno State, the UNLV, who's also in there too. And then there's a third one. I can't think of it off my mind, but it's going to be one of those three. Nobody cares about, or they care, but they don't care about winning in Mountain West. Everybody in the Mountain West is trying to figure out, can we get in the big dance? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're here for, is getting into the big dance. So this game is kind of off my radar, but if I have a good Friday, let's say if maybe I take BYU early, and take Oklahoma State early, and if they win, then maybe I live bet this game or something. But I like Nevada. I like what they're doing in Nevada with the new coach. He came up from, and this has been working with a lot of coaches, like coming up from the smaller conferences and leveling up to the bigger conferences, especially down there in that FCS. They have a lot of I guess, coaching techniques that they use with the type of players and stuff that they get, that they do fairly well in their first years and stuff like that. They're able to connect with the players. So I like that. Well, I think his name is Jeff Choke or something like that. I can't think of it. And this Fresno thing's a question. So this is a maybe right here. I wouldn't say bet it, but I have to lean forget it for me. Anybody else want some of this?
Yeah, no, this is a tough game, boss. I'm kind of been a Mikey King guy the last couple of years. I've seen what he's done. But with that being said, their head coach left midseason, left him for the interim head coach. Not really doing a great job over there, in that UNLV game, for example. I can't believe how much they got blown out that game, man. Like, that was wild. Like 42-7, something like that. And Fresno State, I don't think scored until the second half. Like, that's a joke, man. But Mikey King, you touched on, he's 5'10", 5'11", he's a smaller guy, a quarterback I still respect, man, a guy that's made me cash over the last couple of years being at Fresno State, honestly. I haven't backed him too much this year. That was a game I would have taken them in, and I didn't, just because of how hot UNLV was playing at the time. But with that being said, I got nothing on this game, guys. Like, this is a tough matchup. I got nothing.
Wow. Anything for you, JT?
No, if I did have a side, it would be Nevada. But nah, I'd stayed off of it.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. If I were to take something, it'd be to get it. So this is definitely a forget of. Wake up Saturday morning to UCLA at Rutgers.
Let's go.
Are the UCLA guy, are the alarm set, or what's going on here on a Saturday morning early with this Rutgers teams that's been playing above sea level this year? They're not just, they have a little defense. They have a good system they installing over there, and they've been able to come away with some games. But you can't take nothing away from this UCLA team, because they shocked us time after time with these unders and these covers, especially against bigger opponents and stuff. So technically, to a team like UCLA, Rutgers would always in the past would be considered a lower level opponent than them. But in this case, with UCLA being a part of the Big Ten, coming to them and all that, I think the tables could turn a little bit in here. But I really like the under in this one. If I were to bet anything on this one, I'd have to go with the under, because UCLA relying on defense and the Rutgers are relying on defense too. But the under is really, really low right there. And the game does play on, and somebody got to score and somebody got to win. So I'm not too sure about that as well, but I'm sure our guy Weinstein, who is our UCLA expert, has something on this game. Weinstein.
Yeah, pass me the rock on this one, boss. I got two plays in this game, guys. We look at this UCLA team. I've talked about it over and over again. This is probably the last time I say it. UCLA's had the toughest schedule in all of college football this season. Rutgers, start off a season 4-0, really playing really well. We were on them in a lot of those games, especially against Washington. It was a big play of mine, playing good football over there. The Greg Schiano, everything was going good up until the last couple of weeks. That Nebraska loss, it's excusable. A 14-7 loss against a good Nebraska team, acceptable. Losing 42-7 into a Wisconsin team, a little bit unacceptable, if you ask me, especially being at home That being said, this Rutgers, these fans aren't going to be coming out for this game. This is going to be the least hostile environment that UCLA has played in this season. I got them at a +4.5. I got the under because we've been taking that all season, guys. UCLA hasn't been able to score 20 points all season. Look at their defensive side of the football. They've been able to stop the run. What does Rutgers like to do? Run the football. Who's their quarterback? A transfer from Minnesota, AK. Does what he's supposed to. He was the first couple weeks, man, but you put some pressure on this kid. He can't make the throws downfield, and I don't know how either team's going to even be able to score 20 points in this one. I look at this as a 17-14. UCLA wins this game with a field goal at the end of the game. Take UCLA +4.5 and take the under 41 -110. That's good money, guys. Let's go.
Ooh, my boy Wine painted the picture. He kicked the field goal, and I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. That's what's up. JT, you like this one right here or what?
Nah, I stayed off this game, man. I love showing up to hear, Wine break down his Bruins. That's good enough for me right there, man. I'm off of it.
Yeah, me too. That's gonna be a bet it because my man Wine Time is so confident about this one. Let's jump into the big dogs. Let's talk big dogs. Last week, my man Wine Time wanted all the smoke. He wanted all the smoke with the big dogs. But this game right here, man, this is kind of lackluster to be a big game. I mean, no one knows what to expect out of Alabama. The loss to Tennessee was shocking for the whole world. Alabama jumps in this game at -2.5. The over-under looking at 55.5. I mean, is Milroe even in the Heisman race or anything anymore? I think he's been leveled down a little bit. People are coming in talking about Caleb DeBoer, and Heupel. He's not doing much better over there at Tennessee after the loss. But it's the same Tennessee team that threw the goalpost in the lake, right? But I'm not too sure this year. This game is ugly. It's ugly. I mean, it's priced because the game's going to be lopsided. This 2.5 does not represent what this game is going to end up. But what side would you jump on? The total could go either way, but in a game like this, it's supposed to go under because it's big time SEC play, supposed to take their time and play chess. But it could get out of control just because of the tempo that Tennessee does, the lack of defense in Alabama at times, and vice versa. Milroe could have a good day, and Tennessee lack of defense at sometimes. So we could be looking at an overpoint. But I mean, getting over 55 kind of requires somebody to score 30 points. And I don't know if neither team gets all the way to 30. So I'm off this game. Anybody like this one?
Tough game, fellas. Tough game, man. This is probably one of the more boring top 10 matchups you'll see in all of college football. Both these teams, are these top 10 teams? Let me see. My apologies.
I don't think so. Not no more. They were ranked at
Tennessee
one point in
is
time.
now 11. Tennessee, guys, we've seen what Nico's done over the last couple of weeks, and that's nothing. This kid's actually, when he's playing some real competition, isn't doing too much when he's under pressure. Alabama on the other side, you got Kalen DeBoer entering this season for them. Looked really good. That game against Georgia was everything, man. If they didn't get that last miracle touchdown by the 17-year-old wide receiver that technically should be a senior at high school right now, was playing for them, made that move that we might ever see a move like that again in college football to win a game like that. The way they did that, Jalen Milroe, Boss touched on it. He's not a Heisman candidate by any chance. I still think this guy is a top 10 quarterback in all of college football without a doubt. There's no doubt about that. Maybe a top 5, but this guy, he's got good size. He can run with the ball. I want to see him do well against this Tennessee team in a hostile environment. I think he can. He's got the weapons to do it, man. I was on this Alabama under 9.5 to enter the season win total. And so this game scares me a little bit. That's why I'm leaning the Alabama side to kind of cover that future bet, if you want to say, because if Alabama wins this game, I don't think they're going to go under that 9.5. And this is a game they should win. Jalen Milroe or Nico? I mean, Jalen Milroe, without a doubt. I saw him, what he did against Auburn last year to kill my 2-unit play when he did that on 4th and 40, and then the 2-point conversion, it just everything about that. We've seen magic out of this Alabama offense. And they can do it again. So I'm not going to ever go against this Bama team. I can only lean towards the Bama side in this one. Haven't bet it yet, but Bama, a definite lean.
Absolutely. Anything to say on this one, JT?
Not really. I lean heavy on the under 55.5 though. Yeah, I think it's going to be a slugfest. Milroe, he's a game manager. Probably not the best game manager, but I can see Alabama. Alabama's, they're going to keep their pace like they have over the years. They're always going to, they can turn it up when they want to, but they like to slow it down. They like to run it. But like Wine said, he has some receivers out there that he can throw to. But SEC, man, I believe this is going to be a slugfest. It's in Tennessee, so I believe it can stay under that 55.5. So I haven't bet it yet. I have to break the game down a little bit more and go for there, but that's what I'm leaning to.
And that's crazy. So this is going to be a forget about it for all of us right here. Yeah, I got a call a few weeks ago from our guy Noli Knows, and he said, "You know what, boss?" I said, "What's up, Noli?" He said, "I think I did my job." I said, "What you talking about?" He said, "I think I made unders great again." Because everybody's betting unders nowadays, man. But yeah, it's a great look, and some of the greatest cappers that I know, like that are really really sharp. One of them told me before that he really admired Noli's under picks because throughout all his years that he capped sports, it took a long time. He said he was well into his 40s when he realized that the under was the best bet on the board at all times. And
It is.
you could actually break it down to where just simply put, I'm already winning at the beginning of the game. You got to beat me to get me out the under. So, it's a great bet right there. But this one right here is set up for a great under right here, Georgia and Texas. I mean, I think of course, the public wants to see points with yours back. They figure that last little run that Georgia had with Carson Beck looks like they want to play good football, but when the big boys line up like this, it's got to be a chess match. There's no other way to do this thing, but at least it's going to start off a chess match or something. But I know the under is live in this one, but I also like Georgia in this one. I'm not sold on. I don't think I ever be sold on Sark. After the job he did on USC back in the day, I don't think I could ever be sold on Sark. But I mean, he did put together a great team, great running back, dual quarterbacks, and this year what's not being talked about a lot is the defense. So the defense is a lot better, but this Georgia team, they bring that real southern size and a whole bunch of other aspects like that. So I mean, Georgia is beatable in this spot, but I mean, when do you get Georgia +4? I mean, shit, that's I mean, maybe it comes out to a field goal and I win by a point, but I like Georgia in this spot right here. It might be something I might bet as the Saturday sits on. It's going to be a late game for us, 4:30. So on a good day, I'll probably bet it. On a bad day, I'm gonna be trying to go get some Mountain West money to save the day. Anybody gonna play this one right here?
I don't know. This is a tough matchup, boss. Who has Texas beat this year? No one. This is going to by far their toughest matchup of the year. Kirby Smart, man. I mean, he's won national titles here for Georgia. He is the new Nick Saban, so to speak, of college football now that Nick Saban's gone. You already touched on it, boss. Ever since Steve Stark got caught up for drinking on the job over there at USC, man, I've been kind of off him, man. We saw what he did in the NFL. He got fired right away. I mean, don't get me wrong. What he's doing at Texas right now, he's got every resource possible. So he is doing his thing over there. He's got two quarterbacks that are going to be first-round talent guys. And it's like, what do you do at this point? But with that being said, man, Georgia is a +4, man. Like, how do you not take that, man? I don't have anything in this game because something's fishy in this one. Maybe Texas shows us something that they are the number one team in the nation, and Georgia gets 2 losses before week 8, before week 9. So if that happens, it's absolutely wild. But what we're seeing in college football right now, guys, everyone out there in the chat, you're seeing what's going on in college football. It's wild. Things that are going on right now are crazy. Crazy things happen every year, but this year is kind of wild because there's no clear-cut number one team yet, in my eyes at least. In my eyes, it was Ohio State, and look what happened last week. So with that being said, it's a tough one. I'm off this one, guys.
Wine is now being that you spoke about that one though, Wine. When you say that Texas, right, hasn't really played nobody or really beat nobody, I could say the same thing for Georgia as well, especially since they lost to Alabama. I mean, they barely got out of Kentucky. They beat Auburn. And they beat a Mississippi State team that you're supposed to beat at this point in time. So
Yeah.
technically, maybe that's going to talk me off this game altogether, or both of us. Technically, they're about even as far as not being, beating no real notable team, especially since Georgia lost to Alabama. So I don't know. This game is kind of a toss up here. I could just imagine the looks on those Texas kid faces if they beat Georgia right here, though. So I don't know. I might lean towards that side, but I don't want to take Texas and give up 4. If I could do either side, Georgia or Texas at a 3, but at 4, it's a no go. Let me see if it's still at 4. It's all the way up to 5 in some places. So Texas -5, that makes you want to go back to Georgia. What about you, JT? What about this one, man?
Now I don't have a play in this game, but I do like that +4. Shoot, if you get a +5, I'll love Georgia with +5. Like you said, both teams really haven't played anybody. Texas played with Monroe, Michigan State, UTSA, and we talk about their defense, but look at who the defense are going against. So yeah, they're going to look outstanding playing against those type of teams. This is a
Yeah.
great matchup right here to see what their defense is going to be made out of right now, right? Georgia likes to play smash mouth football. Wine broke down on the coach. You broke down on the coach, the offense. Man, how can't you not take Georgia +4 or +5? I might go ahead and lay that, man. Not official play, but I might lay that.
How can
It
you not?
sounds real good.
How can we not at least tease Georgia in something
Yeah.
+8, some like +9? Like, how do we not take that? Almost getting double digits. Are they that? This team's a national title. Like, they have the guys to win a national title. They have the coach that's been there, that's done that. Repeatedly. Give or take, he does. The coaching staff does turn over because these guys get head coaching jobs at other spots, but it's still Kirby Smart. I don't know. It's a tough one, guys. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to talk about this one on Saturday.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll sit well with us on Saturday. I mean, after talking it over right here, I really got mixed emotions. But I like what you're saying with a teaser. I mean, the 6-point teaser, it's at 5 right now. You get a smooth 11 with Georgia. When in the last 5 years have we got a +10 with
Never.
Georgia? Oh man, that's crazy. And you think Texas is gonna run through them like that?
And
Nah.
everyone's
And
on
Alabama
Texas.
could run
That's
through
the
them like
crazy
that.
thing. Everyone's on Texas in this spot.
Well, obviously, because the line is going up. So shit. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Shout out to our chat, man. Gravy Best, Jay Peasy, Billy Breeze came through, Nasty Nate. Salute to y'all, man, on the Wednesday tapping in with us. And all these 100-something people that's watching us right now. We appreciate y'all too. We hope y'all win some money. But I don't have anything else to say. You guys want to make sure you go follow these guys, though. I don't do this for people not to get followed and hands. And let's go with JT first, man. JT, my boy is in there already, man. So let him know where you gonna be at this week. And we got to go through that with you. Like, what's up, JT?
Well, man, shoot, this week I'll be leaving for Dallas tomorrow. I leave 11 a.m. in the morning out of Sacramento. I gotta go to some convention out there, but definitely will have my laptop and my notepads with me to be capping and getting stuff done within meantime. But to follow me, get my plays, you see the Twitter or the X handle right on here, and you can always find me with the Who-Bangin family, man. This is I feel like home, man.
Yeah. I heard through the grapevine you had some stuff going on at pubs too on Jimmy Show and everything. I mean, everybody loves you, man. So let them know where they can find you with that stuff too.
Oh yeah, well, I appreciate that. Well, it started off from here, man. You giving me the opportunity here on Who Bangin' Sports, so I appreciate you for that, man. That's all love, Jimmy. The NFL Pub Hub in the morning on Sunday, I believe it is. You can catch me there. Dabby Cab, maybe you might find me in the Saturday morning. Just all depends on my availability, but you can find me on those two shows as well, and always here on
Yeah.
Wednesday.
And of course, my guy Wine Time, he's all over the internet. He's like couple steps away from being on NBC Sports or something. But let
Oh
them know where you're
shit.
gonna be at. Wine. I know you do. You do Jimmy's show a lot, right? You and Cab do the college football over there. I want to come join y'all one Friday when I'm not
Yeah,
working, man. But my work
you
hours throws me off.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, boss. Yeah. Catch me over at Pub Sports. You know, I'm on there on Wednesdays and Fridays. Wednesdays with Jose in the mornings, talking about the college football. Fridays with Jimmy talking about college football. Always a good time with those guys, man. Catch us over there. Saturday mornings, tailgate with them as well. And then catch me over here, man. Boston the Sauce, man. My favorite show, though. This is Boston Sauce, man. That's my favorite show, man, to do. It always will be, man. It makes my week. I really enjoy doing that. So catch us there, man. And then I'll be on the live stream throughout the day with other channels, with Pub Sports, you know, other channels as well. But yeah, man, let's keep doing what we're doing here, man. We're cashing tickets, man. And we've got a family over here at Pub Sports. Shout out to JT that he's part of it, man. I'm glad that he's here on screen with us talking these games, man. It's a blessing to be here with you guys as always, man. Cheers.
All the time, man. And just for those who know that we're about 90% sure my guy Big Ragu's gonna be coming back with us on
Oh
Saturday.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
be looking
he
out
already
for
sent his
Ragu, man.
games in. I think he's
Oh,
ready to go.
he's fired up. He's fired up. That's
I'm
probably what he
fired up.
needed. Just 1 week. He needed a
Yep.
bye week, from the show so he could bounce back harder. But that's it for me, man. We're gonna get up out of here. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. We out. Oh shit.
The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.
Is there